Hi everyone, I'm Ginger Al. Welcome to my channel. For those of you that are the first time visiting, please subscribe to the channel and I'll keep you updated on any future notifications if you ding the bell. So this weekend, just 2 days ago, I took on the Gower 50 miler. It was touch and go whether I was going to do it or not because I've been suffering with illness and an injury to the shin, which for those of you that have watched my videos, you'll have known about the issues that I've been suffering over the last couple of months. So it was touch and go, but I thought, hey, you know, I signed up for it, so I'll go and give it a go. And I had no pressure, so if I was going to pull out, then I knew I'd give it my best shot. So this is going to be tonight's sleeping arrangements. I'm only going to be in there for a couple of hours, so it shouldn't really matter, but let's hope it's going to be comfortable. Yeah, looks a bit lumpy, but all done, all good. So this was last night's home. Absolutely piddled down all night. Didn't enjoy it. Morning everyone, so we're about a mile in on the Gower Ultra. I'm glad to say I got rid of that nervous energy, absolutely killing me at the moment, so must not go too fast. Good morning. So that's Cameron in the background, you can see he's doing a race video for me. Really much appreciate the Cameron for coming out really early on a Saturday morning to watch this nutcase run 50 miles. So I had cramp in the middle of the night, slept in the car hardcore, so that's been plastered with deep heat this morning. Hopefully it'll be okay for the rest of the race, but hey, get rid of that nervous energy. Thanks for following my journey guys, this is it, this is the big day. So, about 14-15 miles in, I'm actually struggling a little bit. We climbed over a wall and my glute pinged, so I've been trying to loosen that up for the last 2 miles. Not clever really, just adding to the anxiety of it all. The esophagus problem is back, so I just have to try and push through and see how good I can go. Just been to the bag drop, so change of trainers, Got some fresh socks on, and within half a mile I'm soaking wet. Massive puddle, no way around it, had to go through it. So there's no point in changing my bloody socks. Anyway, that's trail running. Still knackered, still having problems, but still going on.
Stroll for a bit now. Yeah, different muscles. Yeah. I might try and bring you something nice. Wheelchair.
We're 20 miles in now, or 20.5. Just commuted through checkpoint 3. Took on a bit of water, a few crisps. Got a bit of a problem with the guts, but we're marching on. We're now going to climb. It's quite a gruesome climb, so we're going to go up to the coastal path, and hopefully then there'll be some lovely views from up on top. Right now I'm not sure whether this was a good call with the illness, but we're carrying on. So 25 miles to go, well just under, and starting to feel marginally better, thankfully. It's taken a long time to kick in, to be fair. That tarmac has wrecked my knees. I've taken a couple of tablets and put some gel on the knees, and they seem to be holding up at the moment. But as you can see, we're now on the coastal path. Absolutely stunning, but downhills are killing my knees. So nice and easy on the downhills, run the flats, and power hike up the hills. So all in all, we're good at the moment. Weather's turned, but we're still out, wet weather gear on, still plodding along.
watch That's a hell of a one.
I could kiss him. I would not have done it without him.
That's not, his wife's probably watching.
Oh, sorry, wife.
Where's he gone?
So if I wasn't trying, they would have come that long ago.
Right, yeah. Whatever as well. I'm not bagging.
You want the bag as well, is it?
Yeah.
I thought you want the t-shirt. You said t-shirt.
No, so I need the bag, it's got clean clothes in it. Cheers, man. I think it's in the boot, I think. So, the last, I'd say 3 to 4 weeks, we've had some really poor weather. It's torrential rain, flooding in areas. I think there was a typhoon over in America, which we've seen the back end of, which has really devastated the ground. The ground is really sodden, and the water's just not running away. So, we set out at 7 o'clock in the morning, went down a little mud track. It was a little bit concertina because everybody's trying to get going. Then we along the promenade and Mumbles. We probably went out there for 2 or 3 miles, and we headed north along cycle path 4, but this was all on tarmac for about 17 miles, which was absolutely brutal. It absolutely killed my knees. Around about the 13-mile point, a member of the public decided to send us the wrong way. Thought she was helping, but she took us along the beach, and there was no way for us to get off and back onto the track. So we kind of scaled the garden wall, and in doing so, I tweaked something in my left butt cheek. So it took about 2 miles for me to stretch that off and get rid of that. And then, like I say, for the rest of it, then it was to the 17-mile point, which was checkpoint 2. It was all tarmac, and it was brutal, absolutely brutal. My knees were killing me. So we got to the checkpoint 2, where there was a village hall, changed into fresh socks. I put a fresh t-shirt on, and put my trail shoes on, ready to get to the hit, because I knew the trails would be the next sort of challenge. And within 500 meters of leaving the checkpoint, there was muddy puddles, and there's no way around them. So that sock change, warm feet, was very short-lived, to be fair. I know a lot of people weren't happy about that, but it's conditions, we've got to expect it. So that carried on for, I'd say, till checkpoint 3. So we had had a bit of grub there, changed my water, got some tailwind in, and then we set off the downhill section for about half a mile, and then we hit the sandbanks, which was quite brutal, quite steep. As I was halfway up the sandbank, there was a lady in front of me with all her kit all over the path. So I asked her what was wrong, and she'd lost her mobile phone. She'd left it in the last checkpoint, because what she'd done is she had wet weather gear on, so she took her wet weather gear off. But unfortunately, she left her phone at the checkpoint. So I went to my phone and made a few phone calls around, see if we could locate it. Thankfully, they found it, but it didn't get to her for another 2 checkpoints. So any photographs that she wanted to take, or any videos, she missed a really good section of the race, along the coastal path. So this was up and down now for a bit. I got to checkpoint 4, or was it 5? It might have been 5. It was Rossilly. At this point, it was about 25 miles, and I wasn't feeling it. I was really, I was ready to just jack it all in. My knees had gone. I had the pain again in the esophagus from my illness. Couldn't get that shifted. So I took the decision to take some painkillers. And thankfully it was the right thing to do, because by mile 26 I was absolutely motoring. I was overtaking quite a few people, and I caught up with Sarah again, the young lady whose phone was lost, and then I kind of stuck with her for a bit. So we sort of Constantine at each other for a while, and then navigation started to get a little bit wild. Lucky for me, I had it all on the GPS on the phone, on the watch, sorry, so I wasn't really overly bothered about taking the wrong turn, because it was letting me know where if I was taking the wrong turn. But Sarah, on the other hand, she had the map, and the map wasn't clear. Some of the markers, they were a bit few and far between, especially on crucial sort of intersections. So I decided to stay with Sarah and get her back. Which I'm glad I did, because I really wouldn't have felt comfortable with leaving her out on the track, to be fair, because they went dark. The visibility was absolutely shocking. The rain came in, it was horizontal into our face. I had my cap on back to front, and as the rain was hitting, it was washing the sweat down into my eyes, burning my eyes. So it was quite horrendous conditions. Now we got to the mud banks coming down towards Caswell Bay, and you were looking at 6-inch mud. This is actually on a slope as well, so there was nowhere to get any traction. You were slipping, sliding. I actually went down hard on my knee. At one stage I thought I'd have to withdraw from the race because of the pain in my knee. I slid for about 2 to 3 meters down on my side and my back. So as you can imagine, there was mud everywhere, which at that point, we've only got, I think, about 5 miles to go, so there was no point in jacking it all in unless I did have a serious injury. So I limped for about a mile until I managed to shake it off. Blisters were popping as well because of the way I was walking, because of the way I was holding myself. But thankfully, we did get in. It took us about 14 hours, but I think it was brutal, to be fair, those conditions. Many people asked, should it have been postponed, cancelled? Possibly, but hey, these things are not there to be easy. So I think out of 105 that actually started on the day, 21 didn't finish it. So it's quite a big dropout. And out of all the people that signed up, I think many looked at the weather and didn't turn up as well. The registration was quite quiet in the evening, but it was done. Would I do it again? Yeah, I probably would. Even though on the day I said no, not a chance, not a snifter. But yeah, I probably would, to be fair, because those conditions, they're not going to be there again. Well, we'd like to think they're not, and if they are, then I know what to expect. I know where to push, where not to push. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. And hopefully now you'll see some of the footage of the day. You've already seen the build up. And Cameron from Trail Running Wales, if you haven't seen his channel, guys, please tap him up, have a look. He's got some really good videos. He followed me around yesterday, day before yesterday, and took some videos. And he's going to do a vlog on my build up to it and what during it, and a little bit afterwards. So thank you, Cameron, for following me around. That was a massive boost as well. So a couple of thank yous as well. Becky for my donuts and cuddles. Cameron for my cuddles as well. He was feeling a bit left out, so I gave him a cuddle as well. My brother, Ryan, for running the last 8 miles with us just to keep us motivated, keep us going. Trunkster for an amazing cup of coffee. And Margaret at Three Cliffs Checkpoint, which was the second from the end. Who else? Everybody from my running club that's given me words of encouragement and throughout the day messaging me saying keep it going, you're doing amazing. So that really did give me a great boost. So thank you very much. And I think to my family really, who have supported me. And when I was in a really low ebb on probably mile 24, I was ready to jack it all in. I had a message off my boy saying, come on Dad, this is light work, you can do it. So that really inspired me, kept me going. So thank you guys for following my channel and my journey. The next challenge will probably be Brecon to Cardiff, which is a 42-mile linear route. It's got a lot of tarmac on it, so I really have to get my head around that first because I hate the tarmac. So thank you guys, it's been emotional. And last thank you goes to Sarah for keeping me going. I've never heard a woman swear like that before. Thanks guys, thanks Sarah, thanks everybody, it's been emotional.